Fans of Jose Chille DeCastro were surprised on Tuesday as he live streamed from the Tulsa County Courthouse in what one viewer described as the lamest First Amendment audit ever. DeCastro was accompanied by First Amendment auditor The Ripple Effect as the live began, and both men streamed from the courthouse. The diminutive YouTuber focused his camera on an officer sitting behind the reception desk for the early part of the video, going into his standard lines of handcuffs being torture cuffs, torture cuffs are always torture, and that he invented a replacement for handcuffs. DeCastro then meandered a bit with new statements that police officers should be fired for saying "we're past that" and "handcuffs aren't meant to be comfortable." DeCastro was in the middle of an attempt to enlighten the officer with his personal feelings about the books of Ayn Rand when the officer received a summons via his earpiece and excused himself and left the area. Unfazed, DeCastro moved his way down the hallway to ask two police officers if there were any restricted areas in the building where he would not be permitted to film. The officers indicated that DeCastro could film in the hallways, but could not film within the actual courtrooms. DeCastro then engaged in what some would describe as flirtatious banter with the officers, two muscular African-American men. The YouTuber briefly discussed his wrestling and martial arts background with one of the two men and laughed over his observation that so many police officers lacked proper instruction in how to take down a suspect. Soon after, both officers were summoned by communications through their earpieces and excused themselves and left the area. The YouTuber then went upstairs and entered a door marked "Court Operations." DeCastro indicated to his audience that he was one of the few First Amendment auditors who refused to video the women who worked behind the glass in police buildings unless they were rude to him. When a police officer entered the room, DeCastro inquired if he could interview the officer, to which the officer replied that they were not allowed to do interviews, and left the room. DeCastro then exited the court operations room and would leave the building. As he walked, he explained to his audience that he was a nationally known First Amendment auditor, and he made his money off of YouTube and sales of his Trifold and 5A cop card products. He then announced that he was switching from a flat fee shipping mailer with tracking to standard mail to reduce costs from a standard $12 shipping fee down to $2 per order. DeCastro also shared his ideas about nationalizing First Amendment auditors and that First Amendment auditors should be armed with press passes to help them in their duties. Bizarrely, at one point during his live stream, DeCastro stated that he was screenshotting accusations by trolls that he had previously committed violence against women. He said he would be including the screenshots in his current and future defamation litigation, as it was an example of influence of those who defamed him. The YouTuber assured his fans that he would sue any channel for defamation as long as the channel had a large enough audience to make it worth his time to take action. After leaving the building, he reassured his fans that he was in the final stages of finishing his patent application for his Constitution headquarters board game and would be filing the patent in the near future. He also reminded fans of his earlier announcement that his website devoted to bailing First Amendment auditors out of jail would be live as soon as he returned to Los Angeles. DeCastro ended the stream with a promise that he would be going live multiple times Tuesday night, as he had other audits lined up. The audit drew 1,042 concurrent viewers at peak and has received 6,709 views since it aired. DeCastro made $37 in Super Chat donations during the broadcast. The YouTuber received no new donations to his GoFundMe campaign, which joined the market in goose eggs for the day. DeCastro failed to go live again Tuesday night.